We've seen Lord of the Rings fans reject the Rings of Power, and with the billions of dollars Amazon plans to spend on it, they need this show to get views and be a hit. But every piece of information they've released has made fans more and more worried about what they are creating. And the first trailer that we got disappointed, to say the least. They've completely disrespected Tolkien's work just to make a new modern day version of Lord of the Rings, and they must be freaking out behind the scenes because the Rings of Power trailer has hit a legendary milestone, receiving over 3 million dislikes. I have a few things to show off, but before we get into the topic at hand, if you enjoy the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted. And of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon for just $1 a month, or supporting the channel via YouTube memberships. All of the links are in the description, and of course, I do really appreciate all of the support. Now, this is a trailer I've shown off quite a few times here on the channel because when it first came out, I talked about it, and I've talked about the backlash in the weeks following its release. And it was getting ratioed. It has not had a positive ratio for Amazon by any means. It has been negatively ratioed, and I didn't think much of it. I truly didn't think that it was going to get this bad for them. I personally gave it a dislike. As you guys can see, I was not a fan of this teaser trailer. I'm just very disappointed with the direction they're taking the Rings of Power, and I'm very disappointed they're putting non-Tolkien characters in a Tolkien story. They've been talking about making this new LOTR for modern day audiences. I mean, they are going all out with this Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power, that's not really made for fans, which I personally think is absurd. If it wasn't for fans loving his writings and loving the movies that we've gotten so far, this series wouldn't be made. But right now, it is sitting at 29,232,164 views, which is a lot. I mean, it's only been out for 2 months at this point, but the like to dislike ratio is hilarious. It's got 110,000 likes to over 3 million dislikes. I remember when it hit 1 million dislikes, I feel like it wasn't even that long ago, to be honest, because it was going up pretty steadily, but it hit 1 million. And that was that. I thought, okay, there's no way it's going to go above 1 million. And then it got to 2 million, and now it's at 3 million. The people behind the scenes must be absolutely freaking out over this dislike ratio. They must be freaking out behind the scenes, and they must be stressing out because we know that Amazon is spending billions on the Rings of Power and the multiple seasons they plan to do. So if the first season does terrible and doesn't make them money, it doesn't really matter to them because they've already greenlit, they've already signed actors for multiple seasons, they've already got scripts in the works for other seasons. I mean, we know that they are going full force with this franchise, and while I love Lord of the Rings and I would love a good Lord of the Rings show, I just don't think the Rings of Power is going to be what real fans want. And of course, I've previously talked about this trailer primarily because of the comments. This was an article from a couple weeks ago. It says, Amazon appears to have mass deleted over 22,000 comments from the Lord of the Rings of Power trailer. This was back at the end of March. And this didn't come as a surprise to anyone because we know that they don't want people to dislike this. They want people to shut up, to consume product, and to just say, yeah, I watched it. It might not be perfect, but at least it's viewable. That's all they care about, is getting those clicks and getting those views. And we do not know exactly what comments they deleted, but we know they deleted over 22,000. And at this point, they've probably deleted more. It says a YouTuber reported that Prime Video appears to have deleted over 22,000 comments from their Lord of the Rings of Power trailer. It says shortly into the video, he shared a screenshot revealing the video had over 82,000 comments. He details in the video the screenshot was from about a week ago when the trailer had 300,000 less views than it did at the time that he recorded the new video. He then shares a look at what the total comments look like as of his recording of the video. It's no longer above 82,000. Instead, the total comments now sit at 59,986. And if we look at the trailer now, it's only got 50,090 comments. So even in these past few weeks, they have clearly been removing comments because there's 9,000 comments missing on top of the 22,000. So that means there's over 30,000 comments that they have actively been removing. And again, we do not know what comments they've been deleting, but they're probably looking for specific keywords, specific terms. They've got a bot that's deleting these comments, which is absolutely disgusting. Companies should look at criticism and go, okay, clearly these people wouldn't be leaving comments and voicing their concerns if they didn't actually care about the franchise and they didn't actually feel passionate about the work that we're doing. But no, companies just want everyone to be quiet, to consume product, and to move on to the next, and just accept the fact that they're ruining these amazing franchises. And if we go back on over to the Rings of Power trailer, as you can see, 50,000 comments, but there is another version that was put up on the Amazon Prime UK account, and that's got right over 5 million views, and it's also being ratioed. It's got 23,000 likes to 57,000 dislikes, and the comments are still very similar to what they were. Lots of people commenting things like, evil is not capable of creating anything new. It can only distort and destroy what has been invented or made by the forces of good, which is a J.R.R. Tolkien quote that everyone has been using over the past few weeks, and it's a quote I definitely agree with. People are also laughing at the fact that there are so many dislikes now. Laughing my ass off. For those who don't know, there are 3 million dislikes as of now, and obviously if you're just someone looking on mobile or you're not using extensions, you cannot see the dislikes, but there are dislike extensions so that you can see them. People are commenting things like, wow, it is still currently at 3 million dislikes. Evil cannot create, it can only accumulate 3 million dislikes. I do not think that this is going to go away for Amazon anytime soon, even after they release the Rings of Power. I don't think that anyone is ever going to be quiet about this series like they hope. I don't think anyone that dislikes it at this point is ever really going to accept it unless they release it, and it is so amazing. We figure out that they changed lots of things to be more accurate to Tolkien's work, but I don't think they're going to do that. They don't actually care about Tolkien fans. They care about creating what they want that's new for modern audiences, that's diverse, that's inclusive. That's all they care about at the end of the day, and they should be worried about making money, but we definitely know at this point they're not going to be making money from these few million people who are very upset with what they're doing with the Rings of Power. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.